Cheds. Thanks for hanging out here with me today. Spending a little bit of time, precious time we have together. It is Monday, January 6th, 2025. This is part of the Quick Market Update series on YouTube. I teach professional technical analysis, Japanese candlestick theory, and classical charting. I published 3 books. The 4th one is on the way. These are really quick updates, 10, 15-minute kind of variety show. If you're looking for more serious long form analysis, I do a twice a week full market report for Bitcoin Live, along with the best team in the world that studies crypto. Of course, I am Big Cheds on Twitter. I get a bunch of tweets to go through today. We can look at the market, watch the Masterclass tutorials, and check out my books. They're mostly free throughout my channels. So say hi in the chat. Let me know how you're doing, everybody. Let me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling, if you can hear me. Also, let me know kind of how you found my channel. I'm just trying to see if it's working, how I'm trying to grow the YouTube channel. I do have a couple interviews coming up, which is exciting as well. But just let me know how you're doing and ask some questions. Hopefully, we can use those questions to create some educational value. I don't think I can read every comment, not while I'm doing the show. There's no moderator. It's just me. But go ahead and subscribe and get your comment in. So what's going on with Bitcoin? I mean, it's a beautiful breakout here. As you'll know, I kind of went off on the people calling for Head and Shoulders. And in some of my updates last week, people were like, oh, so-and-so called for Head and Shoulders, and it's Head and Shoulders. And I'm like, listen, and I went over it. Daily demand zone has held, very important level. We don't need to call it anything to know that this is a buy the dip level. Boom. Buy the dip level, you either got long at 92K, you got long on the lower time frame. We talked about the descending trend break, the lower high break, yada, yada, yada. You've had a million opportunities to go long. And if you're a bear, I mean, you're in big trouble here because the right shoulder just invalidated. And in classical charting, one of the strongest signals is when a reversal pattern fails. So which tweet do I want to go with? There's so many here. Here we go. So Bitcoin's back over 100K, flexing a lower high break and right shoulder invalidation. This is before that me prepping you, letting people know. I let everybody know on Twitter, when the price was at the key line, 91, 92K. People ask Cheds, what's the point of this tweet? Well, the point is, I watched the chart all day so you don't have to, right? You're trying to live your life, and I let you know, hey, price is at a key level. Boom, you got in at 92K, and now you're sitting pretty. So that's a big deal, the right shoulder invalidation. What's going to happen next? I don't really know for sure. I definitely don't have a strong feeling other than maybe we just kind of get up here, reject, and then maybe throw back and continue. I mean, that would be fine. Fine with me, nice and logical. Weekly trend is very clean. There's a bunch of tweets I wanted to talk about to create some educational value. I guess we'll start with this, and then I'll go to the chat room. So I've been observing over the last few days that people are just calling bottom on Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and they're calling top and dominance. And I get it. They want it to be this way. Those are the things I think they want because they want it to be quote-unquote alt season. They want it to be Bitcoin and just pause and everything else to go up 100x. But you can't bet against the Bitcoin trend, certainly until it rolls over. I mean, maybe if Bitcoin lost the neck baseline, you might see a turnaround in Ethereum versus Bitcoin. But there's just a nasty chart. Like, why would you call a bottom in this chart? You need to be more disciplined, folks. You need to assume that these mean reversions, that these moves against the trend will fail, and stay disciplined in that way. All right. So, we certainly need to flip 041, Bitcoin dominance. I understand people, again, wanting it to roll over, had started to consolidate, but this is an uptrend. It's just now barely above a rising MA200. That's an uptrend. It's a steady grind, and for the most part, it's holding rising demand. Not that it's a buy and sell type of chart. You're not actually trading this. I barely look at Bitcoin dominance because it's not really that useful to me. But, along with the idea that Bitcoin is still channeling and hasn't broken down. So I think people are making these big calls way ahead of time, absent information, because that's what they want to happen. Here's another one. This guy's a great TA guy, but I don't think he understands volume. I've seen it from Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin's rising, but no volume. But he was saying that from like 90K up. Look, the point is, and I've said this to him before, when your price is already trending, right? When the price is already moving in a trend, you have an imbalance in supply and demand. There's more demand than supply. It's already moving. You don't need volume to continue. And it drives me crazy. And I've lectured on this so many times. I don't understand why people say, oh, it's rising, but there's no volume, lack of volume, lack of volume. Volume is for the counter trend force, and these folks have probably just been sitting since 18K and not entering because no volume. I mean, ride the trend, go with the trend. People get so confused about volume. It's crazy to me. It doesn't matter how many times I've tried to explain it. We went over this, went over this, went over that. And the last one, my good buddy at Big Jonas, he put out a tweet where he was concerned about. Here we go. He put this out, whatever, a week ago. Oh, looks like a bear cross. And I'm like, bro, look how weak the momentum was on that cross. They're basically sideways. And I said this a week ago. The price action suggests those moving averages will move together, and that's what's happened. They flattened out, and they're moving together, and I talked a lot about moving average crosses, and now you have a longer-term moving average. Let's say whatever, like the 50, simple MA50. If you want a bear cross, you don't want it to cross like that. That's not much of a cross. You want to cross like that. You want big momentum, right? The whole point of a moving average is you want a trend in play, a strong trend. Moving averages and sideways markets are irrelevant. And then you want it to cross with momentum. So those are some all very useful educational things. Now that I've riffed, let me check out the chat room, see how everybody's doing. Mauricio, good to see you. Chocolate, Dreamer, Matej, Matt, Peter, as always, Luis, Indy. I love seeing all these folks. Thanks for coming back, folks. Hit like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Mauricio, I met you in 2021 through a friend. I've learned TA with you since then. Thank you. Appreciate your wholesome view of life. More important than money. Hey, lots of love to you too. I love you guys. This is super fun. I can just go live and talk to you folks from all around the world, and we can connect. What a blessing. What a blessing. Cheds, we dodged the head and shoulders bull. It certainly looks to be that way. Maybe we'll pause here and consolidate, and we'll start to look for perhaps like a right shoulder throwback. I think that'd be just fine. Maybe even a brief dip below to like 98.5 to kind of trigger for more people to kind of enter shorts here, and then get boom, and then they'll get liquidated and we can continue. So we'll see. We'll see. Definitely looking to buy the dips, continue to buy the dips, be disciplined. You don't need to label it, but it does look like we did dodge that. Right shoulder invalidated. Matej, when will you publish your next book, Trading Journal? It's going to be 6 months, maybe. I'm working on it. Not necessarily every day. I try to chip away at it. But I'm still in outline first draft format, and then I'm going to edit it copiously, editing it, make sure it's clean, it makes sense, it's done well. I don't want to just rush it together, but I have the whole idea mapped out, and I kind of almost have a first draft or a rough draft of it. So I'm making good progress, but I'm not going to rush it. I think it's going to be a really, really good book, kind of like, Trading Wisdom Part 2 type of book with explaining how to enter trades, key things to look out for, top trader tips, all that good stuff. All right. I'm checking out the rest of the chat room. Can't wait to read Ched's new book. Ched's book, Trading Wisdom, when it gets delivered. Thanks, Crusher. I'm surprised you haven't already seen the book. It's been around since 2021. Everybody's saying hi, where they're from. Luis says, most level-headed guy in the space. Thank you. Squeaky Clean says, Indy. Andy says, I found you from Twitter. Didn't know you have those playlists published. Yeah, I put this stuff out here. And my YouTube has been quiet until about 6 weeks ago. I started doing these 5-time-a-week updates. I think I have probably the top library of trading, like educational training material anywhere in YouTube. Like this Masterclass tutorial series is ridiculous. But even Twitter Spaces, there's like 40 videos of me. It's just the uploaded Twitter Spaces where I do ask me anything with new traders for like 2 hours. There's hundreds of questions asked and answered from like newer traders. Just an unbelievable library I put together for you. I already talked about Bitcoin dominance crypto. Pilker, check that out at the beginning of the video. And Adam says, can I ask you a question? Go for it, brother. Go ahead and ask that question. We're going to wrap up here pretty soon. These are part of the quick market updates. Just kind of scanning around, looking at the market. OM Mantra. This is pre-baked breakout. This is very likely going to continue higher. I've been one of my top targets. Nice bullish chart. Sol looking good. 2-level filter break. Want to see it hold above 200. Let's see here. Doge, big deal. Back up above 35, 50, 36 cents. That is strong. It's another one where that guy said when it was bouncing at 32 cents, he's like, oh, no volume. But the point is, it's an uptrend. You don't need volume to continue with the trend. It drives me crazy. I don't understand how people don't get this. Let's see. Let me check out the rest of the chat room, see if there's anything interesting to talk about. Cheds, want to look at Sure, I'll look at SEI. I'll look at a couple here, a couple alts. Now, SEI has been underperforming compared to SUI, which a lot of people pair together for some fundamental reasons, which I really don't care about. I don't believe in fundamental analysis. For me, that's basically astrology. It's pure nonsense, but, that's my style. This isn't a great chart. It's just churning sideways in the range. No real update from before, but the market's kind of It's kind of, it's not super enthused about this. There's no real trend. I don't like the sideways MA200. There's way, way, way better stuff to play out there. So this is kind of in the middle of pack, or maybe less than the middle of pack. Colin Sloan says, are there videos for all the lessons in your book? So the first third of Trading Wisdom is free. 18 of 50 lessons are free. This is me explaining, and the rest you have to buy. Trading Quotes, it's basically free on Twitter. I've tweeted out probably every page at this point, and my cancer memoir is completely free. It's not trading, but you can get it here. And all this stuff, of course, is available on Amazon and Audible, and narrated all three of the books myself. Let's see. So Victor says, I have a question, and then we'll wrap it up. Victor, I have a question. If you want to short an uptrend, where's that question? Oh, he just removed it. I was about to read it. Something about, okay, look. This is a very important lesson. If you want to short something, like I've been talking about DOT as a potential short setup because it's a downtrend that just bounced, right? So if you want to short something, you want it to be an underperforming or a weak chart that just bounced, okay? So in this case, you have the weak bounce into the underside of lost support, right? Resistance. It flipped it, held underside, right? So if you want to short something, it should be a downtrend. This isn't even that bad a chart, but it's an underperformer that just bounced. If you want to long something, you want to find an uptrend that just dipped. The whole idea here is that you're taking advantage of a movement against a trend. It's very, very simple classical charting. So, folks, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful update. This is part of the Quick Market Update series on YouTube. I published 3 books. 4th book is along the way. Please enjoy my huge library of educational content. I can't get to all the questions. If you're looking for more in-depth analysis, I just did a full report last night. Bitcoin Live, I do it Wednesday night, Sunday night, no matter what, for 7 years. I haven't missed a report. Best team in the world that studies crypto. I'm, of course, big Cheds on Twitter. Folks, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for hanging out here with me today. If I didn't get to your question, I'll try again tomorrow. I'll do another update at some point in the late morning. I'll set that up here in just a minute. So, folks, thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. Big Cheds out.